Hello there, welcome back to Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminiscences, and the second of three little delvings into the joys of noise, where I look at three songs that incorporate noise elements to varying degrees into their sound. And today we're doing Nyss. I never know how to pronounce this one, but this is a band that I've got a few elements to it. I think it's a single entity actually, but don't quote me. But nonetheless, they range from reasonably traditional-ish black metal to just noise. And so I thought I'd listen to one of theirs because I have it and I like it. What more do you need to know? Let's go. So again, to the uninitiated, that's just a wall of noise. A right fucking racket. But there are shadows moving amongst it that again, perhaps need to have your ears acclimatized for that sort of thing. But there is, I was going to say subtle movement, but could you describe this as subtle? I don't know, indistinct movement amongst this, and it's hard to glean at times, but there is a degree of counterpoint amongst it. There is, even I struggle to find to say it's obvious, but it's there, and there are, you won't call them melodies, but there are if you count the noises as being straight black, then there are shades of grey, sort of fighting to make themselves known over it. I suppose if you wanted to make an analogy as to what this sounds like, to me, when I was reasonably young, I went to the Victoria Falls in Zambia, and it was at the end of the rainy season. And when you traditionally see pictures of the Victoria Falls, it tend to be sort of during dry periods, and you get sort of cascades of water going over. At the end of the rainy season, it's just an absolute, it's like an ocean going over a cliff. It's just monstrously powerful. You can see the spray for miles around, and there's a noise even sort of from quite far away. You can hear the thunder of that water cascading over, like barreling over the cataract. And I suppose, well, not suppose, the closer you get, the louder it gets. And that the suppose aspect is, if you happen to be daft enough to actually go and you'd be dead before you got there. But if you manage to get yourself underneath that sort of avalanche of water, I guess this is what it would sound like to many degrees. And also, while I think about it, the vocal aspect of this, if you want to call it that, along with Sutek Hexen, the vocals here are just accentuation and adding another aspect to the whole cacophony. Really, there is no singing clearly, but the vocals are just that wraith shouts and screams ripped on a hell wind. Basically, they're purely there to accentuate the noise itself. So which is an effect I quite like, because as I've said many times, I don't care about lyrics, so the fact that the vocalization has no real form doesn't bother me in the slightest. I ain't going to be dancing to it. So there you go. Similar to Sutek Hexen, despite it's just a wall of noise, there is movement there, and otherwise it wouldn't attract me at all. That's that sense of movement and dynamics to it. And like I say, it's hard to discern, but there is an attempt at melody underneath it all. It's as if you go to one of those Icelandic or Yellowstone Park volcanic pools, the mud pools, where you see a bubble of mud, and sometimes they pop and sometimes they subside, and this is like one of those bubbles of mud. The melody's trying to break out from that murk, that mud, and just when you think it's going to release and make itself known, the weight of the mud wins out and it subsides, and you don't get that the melody doesn't manage to escape. And it's the same here. It's just sometimes just managing to get you thinking that something's coming, and then no, it just subsides. So anyway, glorious stuff. I'm sure you'll agree. I just, with headphones and darkness, this takes me places. And again, as I said before, it'll probably take you to a different place than it takes me, but nonetheless, I'm quite happy to listen to that, the whole album, and just be taken somewhere. Anyway, there you go. Click a bollocks if you want. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.